How are you,
All
my
right.
friend?
Good to see you, pal.
So good to see you, man.
How's everything?
Everything's great.
Good.
Everything is great.
Awesome.
Thanks for doing this.
Yeah, buddy.
I feel like on some level you're more willing to do this kind of stuff than maybe you've ever been. Am I right about that? That you kind of want to document this last season in St. Louis?
Probably, I think it's really special. I think, just remember 22 years ago, first time stepping on the field. Where was it? Where was the old stadium? Right across the street,
Yeah.
I think.
Back that way.
Yeah, and to be able to, to be back and just reflect on everything, 10 years after you leave here and come back and just have another opportunity, to finish your career where everything started for me is just a blessing, So I really try to enjoy every moment, every time that I take the field, every stadium that I go for the last time, because it is going to be the last time that I go as an active player,
Are you thinking numbers, or when does that moment get you? Is it when you get past first base? Is it or even at all?
I don't. I'm gonna have plenty of time to look back and really sit down with my kids and friends and really look the amazing things that I've done in this game. Don't get me wrong. It's not like I don't know where I stand in history, but it's hard. It's hard for me, and I'm being honest with you. It's hard for me to really focus on the number when I'm an active player. Because I know that there's gonna be more.
Where do you think you get the ability to block out the pressure? Because it's been that way since the first time I saw you in 2001 in spring training. And I remember Tony La Russa telling my dad and me, I want to see this kid fail once. Like that game you guys played in that spring training, I don't know if you remember it, I do. It was at the Atlanta Braves, and he started you at shortstop, and you hit a home run over the scoreboard. And La Russa came to my dad and me the next day. He was like, this kid's unbelievable. Like I put him in positions where I expect him to fail just so we're not taking this kid along if he's not ready. You proved you were ready then. You prove you're ready every time. How do you block that pressure out? Where does it come from?
That's great. That's a great question, because sometimes I even asking myself, where does it come from? And it's a gift. It's a gift from God. It's a gift from above. This is what I tell these young players right now. Like, man, the early that you can pick this thing and the early that you can separate what you want, the better superstar, the best success that you're going to have in this game. At the end of the day, just never take anything for granted. No matter what kind of success you have, no matter what kind of year, whether MVP or bad year, just try to get better and better every year. And that's something that I have separated in my life.
You said the energy feels different now. How great is it for you, who, from my experience as the ultimate team guy, you've mentioned it, the ultimate goal is to win the World Series. And in my opinion, this team is now good enough to win a World Series. I'm not so sure I would have said that at the beginning of the year, but pieces are now there. Got Flaherty back, the two lefties at the trade deadline, the lineup on the corners is hot. Yeah, that part of it, you're not just padding stats. You're winning games that could ultimately help a team win a pennant and maybe a World Series.
And that's a great question, Joe, because for me, this is what the message that I sent this guy in spring training when I signed here. This is not about me and Yadi last year. This is about our organization. It's about winning. And I believe in the product that we have since day one. Yes, we probably didn't play the best baseball early in the season, but we're playing the right baseball and the best baseball when we needed to. Yeah. And it's right now, towards the end of crunch time, carrying hopefully this into the playoff. And, I've been in a lot of teams, and teams that really they're expecting us to win everything, and we haven't done it. And then teams that, I don't know if they're going to make it to the playoff, and then we end up winning 2 World Series.
06 and 2011, exactly. Those teams came out of nowhere.
Exactly. When you get, what was it? I think it was in 11 or 06 that you had probably 70 starter, different pitchers that started the game that year. So I think when you look at our ball club, yes, we pick a couple of pieces on the trade deadline, guys that can help, guys that know how to win. Also, we got these two guys that are battling for MVP, Nolan and Goalie. You can't even go wrong with any of them. And then you got the young guys, man, the energy that they bring day in and day out. Newbark is playing
He's
outstanding.
kind of the energy guy.
Exactly.
Is he the guy in the clubhouse that kind of is messing around?
It's funny, but great. It's a great energy, And then you look at our bullpen. I mean, from the left side and from the right side, I mean, we stuck. We are better than where we were 2 or 3 months ago. We are better than where we were 5 months ago, So, and I think that's the beauty of this gang and this organization that, hey, it's not about winning the division or getting into the playoff, man. It's about winning championship. And that's why we have 11 on them, So hopefully we can add number 12 out there. It's not going to be easy, but I think we have the team to do it.
We're standing here at first base, and we're talking hitting and home runs and all that other stuff. But I know you to be somebody who really takes pride in his defense. You and Yachty, what can you give us the sign that would happen when you go behind a runner and he'd throw down to first base? I mean,
I can't give you that secret in camera because then I'm in trouble. I can't.
Is it him or is it you?
Both. It's always been a connection between both of us. I mean, we always on the same page, Hen and I, and that's what's so good. Like, besides our relationship that we have built since he got to this organization, it's just the understanding of this game.
I remember at the beginning of your career, I think it was Scott Rowland, somebody said to me, this guy runs the bases, he becomes invisible.
Yeah.
Was it somebody used to make fun of you for that in a good way, because you'd steal a base, you go first to third, you go first to home, you go second to home when, you're a good base runner.
I remember, man, I spent a whole week with Luke Brock here and second base mostly, because he told me, I want to make sure that you can score with any base hit. Doesn't matter how hard, how slow it is. If a fast runner can score, I want you to be able to score. And I knew that if I want to get better running the base, I'm one of the slowest guys in the league. Not the slower, because I think the slowest is in my team, Yachty. But
that's a shot.
But those times I spent a lot of time with him, and who's better than, Luke? So I'm always looking to try to take advantage of anything.
I did the All-Star game in '99, which is before you, but there was a moment at Fenway Park when all of the current players gathered around Ted Williams. And it was an organic moment.
It's a history I saw. I haven't seen it.
It just happened. And it was cool to see players of today recognize greatness of somebody who was unbelievable in the 1940s. And it was a beautiful, I had chills, I couldn't talk. I was in the booth crying because it was just so beautiful with him back at Fenway Park. And I sense that you got a big lift from this All-Star game in Los Angeles. I didn't do that game, but I saw plenty of it. And you got that love from young, old, veteran, rookie, whoever was there. They wanted to show you how much you mean to them. You're watched, and these young guys watch you. And now you're that guy. What is that like for you to be the guy that everybody wants to be around and learn from?
I think it's really special. Like, to be able to have that moment, it was a moment at the home run derby that it wasn't planned. I mean, to be able to have the best players of this era, the best player in this game right now, to embrace you, your peers, your people that you compete against, your teammates. I mean, it's really, really special moment, and it's gonna go out there in one of my top moments of my career, when all said and done.
I think you got more from that than the swings and the home run derby.
I did, I'm telling you.
You get a lift.
I did. I swear, like, after that first round, when everybody embraced me, like, I really was like, man, like, I was just having fun. Now I feel like I want to win it.
Last question here. Without ever having asked you this before, I'm betting that you were a good student in school. Were you a good student in school?
I was. I love school.
Because you're a studier, and you study the opposition, and you look for trends and tips, and
you have to.
Yeah, but I feel like it's a lost art. Like, guys are still coming to you, I'm sure, like, hey, what do you see from the Houston right-hander, and you're picking up little clues to maybe know what's coming?
It's just little things like that in this game. Yeah, everybody's really focusing now on sabermetry, launch angle, and all that stuff. But remember, you still need to do the little things. The little things. Observe, like when can I take advantage? If this guy is tipping, or if I can steal it back because he's giving it to me, he's doing 1-5, 1-7. I mean, all those little things go way beyond. And those are the things that when I'm sitting in that bench and you see me maybe laughing and laughing with Yachty and Wainwright, but both of my eyes is on that pitcher, on that catcher, and on the game.
Es tu oficina abierto?
See?
Your office is open down there?
Yeah.
Can we go walk and talk down at home plate?
Yeah.
You're a very humble guy, but when you dig in right here, this is yours, isn't it?
Yeah. I want to make sure that when I step out this batter's box, I own this. No matter who I'm facing, trust in my work and execute, whatever I had to execute that night.
I'm wondering, I don't think I've ever asked you this. How is this ballpark to hit in, and how does this ballpark compare to the old Busch Stadium?
This is tough.
This one?
This ballpark is tougher than old Busch. As you see, Paulie, Goshman hit a ball the other night, 107, 108, straight center. That ball should have been on the sea, and the guy caught it barely in the warning track. And I told people, I'm like, this ballpark, it was a big yard. It's a pitcher's park. But I think back then the ball used to carry a little bit more. But it's a tough ballpark to hit. But it's been great ballpark for me.
Was it weird to dig into this batter's box as a visiting player? Like, what was that like when you came back for the first time with the Angels?
I got to walk and Waka got booed out of it, because he walked.
They wanted to see you hit.
And I think Dakota threw a pitch up and in on me, and they were booing him. And then I think the next at-bat hit that 100 on Saturday. But I think, to be back here, I think the fans were ready, I was ready, and it was a moment, once again, of my career that was really, really special. And people ask me, were you surprised about how the fans? I wasn't surprised. We had the best fans in baseball. They respect, they believe in history, and they know what I did for this organization, what I have done for this organization. So they enjoy that, they respect that, and they honor that. Every time I step in this batter's box, whether I was a visiting guy coming in or playing with your home team, it was really special because, 47,000 people bring in every night, and joyful and yelling your name and really excited.
I have called you hitting 3 home runs in a World Series game in Texas. I've called you hitting a home run in Game 1 in 06 off Verlander. I would imagine, though, as you look back, all of that pales in comparison to winning it all here in 06 and 2011. Like that Game 6 of 2011 is I have said many times, it's the best game I've ever seen. And of course, I went to La Russa after the game and I was like, wow, that was unbelievable. He's like, it's only good if we win tomorrow. And you won the next day.
Yeah, just the way that we come back, and everybody only look at the free or my at-bat that I got that walk or the Bertman got that base hit. But remember the Daniel DeCarso and the John Jay against Darren Oliver. They had a great at-bat from the left side, and those guys got us going. And that's what's so good about a championship ball club. Like, you want to make sure that the guys that are on the bench, they understand the game, because those guys came huge for us during the course of the year, but then they came huge that night for us. That, to me, is one of the top moments of my career. If it's not number one, it's right there, number 2, and that's what's so awesome. And then for a kid, a local kid like David Fritz, to win in the MVP and to do it in his hometown, man, it was pretty special.
I'm just going to tell you right now, you have a pretty good shot of being on that wall out there. And you talked about Lou Brock, you were around Bob Gibson, you're around so many greats that wanted to hang around this organization. That's the cool thing, especially in spring training, because you're eating lunch with a Hall of Famer, and you were a kid back then that was actually listening to these guys and learning from some of the greats that ever played. Musial too.
I miss those guys coming in this year for opening day, and not to see Luke, not to see, Gibson, Red Shanning, man, like, it really hit me because, yes, I had the talent, yes, I had the ability, God has given me that. Yes, I put the hard work, but you also need to have great people around you. And those were the people, I think, that came around me, that taught me the right way. And just little things here and there. It was just shouting with your dad, just telling me about something that happened in the 60s or in the just something really like that probably took my mind out of the game from right now, and just to have a little fun or make it laugh. Or like a guy like Gibson, they say, if I was in your era and I would have faced you, I would have thrown you a fastball opening and then I slide it down and away. And then if you look at me, then I hit you, then it's our bad. Just stuff like that, Because of that, I think it allowed me to have the career that I have.
Have you surprised yourself this year at all? Be honest.
No, I don't. Because I know and God can strike me, if I believe that I cannot play this game anymore, I don't think I would be staying
it's
here.
It's like McGuire. McGuire walked away.
Yeah. If I would have believed in my heart of heart that I cannot, play this game anymore, I wouldn't be staying here. Like, I wouldn't waste the Cardinals' time. I wouldn't waste the fans. I wouldn't waste my time. But I think that when you have the gift from Him, the ability, and you put the hard work, you can't be surprised about that. I always believe it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And, I think right when this team needed it more, I think, I'm having a great at-bats and more opportunity and helping this ball club to win. But to tell you the truth, I'm not because I know who I am, I know who I represent, I know where the gig has come from, which is from the Lord. And I have so many people praying and pushing for me. And I believe that I have a responsibility, not just for the Cardinal Nation, not just for the United States, but my country back in the Dominican Republic, who I want to make so proud every single day. I'm honored, to be a Dominican and represent my country also.
Last thing that strikes me as we're talking about all this baseball stuff is, as you've made a difference in the lives of young players, veteran players, Arenado and Goldschmidt and Wainwright, Yachty and all these guys, I would imagine that all doesn't measure up to the difference you make in the lives of young people with Down syndrome. And I would imagine nothing compares to that. Those smiles.
Yeah, nothing. No championship, no batting titles, no MVP, nothing. Nothing compares to that gift that God has given me, that I'm able to transform life through Him, to give opportunity to family, to young kids, to teenagers, making a difference back in the Dominican Republic. But once again, that doesn't come alone. That comes along with a lot of responsibility. It comes along with a great team. And I have a great team at the foundation, starting with Todd Perry, Jen Cooper, Kristen Rowan in Southern California, and the rest of the crew that believe in me, believes in the foundation, believes in the work. And then we have our fans, the people that have donated their time, people that have donated their money for us to be able to do events. And that takes a lot, man, and it's a lot of pressure. And at the end of the day, that's who I want people to remember me, a strong Christian guy who loves the Lord and who gives the best for the community. And this is something that has become part of my passion, and I love that.
I'm so proud of you.
Thanks,
You're
buddy.
Just a wonderful human, and like I said at the ESPYs, you're one of the few guys that you see from a distance, and everybody hopes you're as nice as they think you are, and then they meet you and they realize you're even nicer. You're a great human being, and then a great ball player.
No, I appreciate it, man. It means a lot, buddy.
All right,
appreciate
man.
you, bro.
Thank you.
Love you, brother. Thank you so much.